Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals Podcast, the daily dive into all things Nintendo and friendship. Tonight, we asked you last week. Last week we asked you what should they do for the much anticipated sequel, Plok 2. Micah, are you ready?
Yup.
Hello there, fellow Nintendo Pals, and welcome back to the Nintendo Pals Podcast. This week, we're reacting to your answers to our question. This episode, gosh, I'm all over the place. You guys submitted for this question. We also asked for game subtitle ideas, new mechanics, art style, story. So we'll see what y'all came up with. I asked this question very last minute. In fact, so last minute that we don't have a ton of responses. But we're going to flip this around and start doing the last week we asked you on a different day earlier in the week. So hopefully we can have better more time for you, the listeners, to respond. And I can actually post it in the show for the next week. Does that make sense? It's a little confusing because we record and post on different days. But that just means we better start coming up with questions so that we can ask one at the end of this, potentially. I don't know when we're posting these. Who knows? Time is an illusion, and just like the sequel is an illusion. It's not actually coming. Plok 2. Micah, you want to read the first response here from our buddy, the one and only Dan?
Yep. He says the multiplayer mode should be the mainline game, except each player has control over one of Plok's limbs. All movement, walking, jumping, throwing requires all parties to cooperate. Sounds difficult. Multiplayer.
It's Octodad. It's Octodad.
You control I haven't played that, so you control those limbs separately?
Yeah, so if you play multiplayer in Octodad, which is the way it's designed to be played, for my opinion, each of you controls one limb. So you have to I'm left leg, you're right leg, and you have to work together to move, to walk. And that would just be very funny.
Sounds awesome.
It's like QWOP in a 3D space. Which this also kind of reminds me, can you imagine Plok where everybody, the controls are just really bad, and you're having to play a platformer like QWOP with QWOP controls?
It would be rough.
That would be pretty awesome. He mentions the multiplayer mode, which I don't remember that. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I was a little confused by that phrasing because I also didn't remember there being a multiplayer mode.
He might.
Maybe you're not a true fan.
Well, there is a normal mode and a child's play mode, which gets rid of the last world entirely and makes the game easier. Yeah.
Why haven't I been playing that? One.
Because it's not because you want to play on child's play. Even if you knew that was available,
I'll be done playing extra fast.
You wouldn't play. You wouldn't play that. I know you. You and me play the hardest difficulty in every game that we play.
Only if the game's good.
Except for Gloomhaven, which we've kind of...
Oh, absolutely not. We moved back to normal.
Yeah, we resigned.
I forgot we've been playing on hard for a really long time. But there are 2 difficulties above that or something. We're back to normal. Although now it's almost gotten too easy.
But Dan's answer also echoes with the answer that we got from Spider Max, aka Max. Says that Plok has a family, and now so in the sequel, Plok will have a family, and you can play multiplayer as the Plok family. Only makes sense since in the first one, you get to play as Grandpappy Plok. It's like, see, Plok has family. Like canonically, he has family.
Yeah.
I think that yeah. So we have 2 picks for multiplayer.
I mean, it's official. They got to do it now.
Yeah, there you go. Uh, nobody really like hit on story here. What would the story be for Plok having a family now? After he defeats the Flea Queen, he settles down. he finds what even
A lady Plok.
yeah. What even is Plok? He's just like
Monstrosity. He's like clothes, isn't he?
yeah,
Like by a
he's like
wizard.
a pile of clothes brought to life by a wizard. I think is the canonical what he is. So it's just more piles of clothes.
Lady piles of clothes.
I don't. How does that work? Also, if that's the case, how does he have a grandpa?
I was just trying to think that through.
I don't want to think too much about the like physiology here because it just won't make any sense at all. Because he's just yeah, that's just the kind of characters. But what I picture with these multiplayer modes is that it'll be something like Rayman Legends or the new Super Mario games. It's kind of my thoughts. It's kind of a chaotic but fun platforming multiplayer game. That's what I would say for this one. How that would make sense story wise, who cares? The story.
I was like, don't think about it too hard. There wasn't much story in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the fleas invading, and they distract him by stealing his flag, and then invade the mainland. So it would be interesting if the fleas came back. But
or
then it
Plok takes the fight to them.
oh, or he's
Wherever
like,
they are.
or he's called to like another because he's king of acrylic, right? But he defeated. Yes, yeah, that's his title. He is the king of acrylic, and that may be just because he's the only one there.
Yeah.
But he's maybe called to another land or country that is being invaded by fleas. Since he exterminated them in acrylic, they went elsewhere because they're like ants, right? They never or we get new bugs instead of fleas. It's ants or
Termites.
bees.
Ants are a little too big.
Bees. Termites?
Wait a second. If he's like magic clothes, why is he so small?
Well, the fleas aren't actually fleas. They're aliens.
No one told me this.
That kind of look like frogs more than like fleas.
True.
Yeah. It's definitely implied that they are aliens that created like a hive. So they're like bug-like aliens. So more bug-like aliens would be cool. So this has nothing. There's no segue to this last one. But this is the last suggestion we got was from Third Strongest Mole. You want to read this one, Mike?
He said Battle Royale mode where you steal other players' limbs to power up. I mean, because every game needs a Battle Royale mode.
Yeah, that's true. What would we do? What exactly would that look like? Because I
mean, I could kind of say you could kind of make it like Boomerang Foo. How you can pick up a second boomerang. You just get a bajillion limbs to throw at other people, like boomerangs.
I like that actually. Let's just make Boomerang Foo, but put Plok in it.
Also, remember when I said I was too lazy to make that meme? I actually made it while we were podcasting and sent it to you on Discord.
Okay. I wish I had a way to like.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if you have a way to show that real easy,
What
but
is
it's
this?
incredible. It's as part of this idea, battle royale, where you steal other players' limbs. It's
Can you share it on Discord? Because then it should show up
oh yeah.
on the.
What am I sharing? What just happened? I'm not technically advanced.
I believe in you, Micah. I believe that you can do it.
The quality is going to be so bad.
It's okay. It would be bad if I figured out how to like.
Do you see this?
You've got to talk, so it's just you.
Oh yeah. Now do you see it? It's a big old blockhead on a centipede.
It's a
It has
Plokapede.
lots of limbs.
It's a Plokapede.
It's the winner of the battle royale.
Oh, that's so good. Um, see,
Quite proud of myself.
and I love that there's a mix of like high effort Plok memes in the community, and also these ones where you can just slap of not even remotely photoshopped head of Plok onto anything, and it works. So fantastic. Those were your pitches for ideas for Plok 2. Not a ton of answers there. So Micah, I would like to hear what you have for this one. What do you think they should do for Plok 2?
It will
And
very similar to Plok 1, except they cancel the game. They don't make it.
Give a real answer. What would make you like the game?
If it was better in almost every way. Mostly if the fleas didn't just float on water where you couldn't kill them.
Agreed. That's so
That's
annoying.
probably the
Especially that
big
one level. That one
yeah.
level is so awful.
Because yeah, you like climb your way like way up into the clouds, and then they just jump down into the ocean below, and you have to like run all the way back down, and they're just sitting in the ocean for a while, unkillable. They finally jump you so you can kill them. Then you have to climb all the way back up.
I mean, I do like it conceptually though, because it's like almost an open world 2D level. In that you can go back and forth. There's vertical on a lot of them. And so there's a lot of like it's like open exploration of a 2D level instead of a straight like go from here to here. The first world is just go from here to here, and the last world is just go from here to here. But the everything in between is like you got to go all over the place and collect fleas, which I like conceptually. But yeah, the fleas themselves not staying rooted to a spot and being able to just jump from like the top of the map down to the bottom is so annoying because you have to defeat them all to move on. I so besides that, any other ideas you have for making it?
Besides to just make everything better in every way, I feel like it's a game that has potential. So you just got to realize that potential.
Yeah, I think I agree. It does have potential, and it hits a lot of good spots. I think. I would be interested to see what Plok would do in 3D. What kind of game would it be in a 3D space? I'm picturing like a Mario Odyssey like map, maybe Mario 64 type map where you have to go around in a 3D space collecting fleas to get your flag.
Beat up.
Yeah. I think that could be fun. But I'd also settle for just Risk of Rain, like the original Risk of Rain, but with Plok. You're like fighting off waves of enemies, to try and get further and further towards some goal. And there's maybe like random power-up drops.
Let the fleas come to you.
Yeah, random power-up drops, because there's like some really cool power-ups that you can get in the game that maybe can help with that. Some sort of wave mode would be cool. Well, those are the pitches for Plok 2. And we're still mid-celebration of Ploktober. So if you haven't already picked up your Ploktober merch, check that out. Links are in the description. Limited time I've been diddled again t-shirt and embroidered hat. So check those out. But while you're checking those out, Micah, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitch at Micah Prim.
You can find me on Twitch and YouTube at Andros1. And you can also follow the show, Nintendo Pals, on all the social media platforms. And also, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/NintendoPals, where you can help support the show and be a part of the Patreon Poke Rap, which we will play for you right now to close out the episode. We gotta rap some Patreon.
You just do the singing. I'll take care of the hard part.
Let's get it on.
We want to be the best that ever was. And shout out our pals over on Patreon.
LPD, Rizzo, Retrologic Dan, Tim the Nintendo Dash Link, or Spider Chan, Solo something, Mute Dog the Game, Little Miss 7, and Monkey Thunder.
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Patreon.
Kid, Fiasco, Third Strongest Mole, Fedorable, Will, All, and Seth Sturgill, Cosmic, Purple, Viola, That Fast John, and Lava Plays too.
Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah.
Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah.
Gotta catch 'em all. Patreon. Let's get 150 or more. Yeah, please. To be a Patreon donor is your destiny.
Thank you all so much for listening, and we will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.